Hi, I'm Mihai, and this is
Calvin, and today we're interviewing Mr. Lazaro about the history of Park Ridge.
Hi, I'm Brian Lazaro. I'm the president of the Park Ridge Historical Society. So I'm here to answer any questions you guys have today.
What is the meaning behind the name of Park Ridge?
So Park Ridge, when we became a city in about 1873, that's when the name switched from Brickton. And so the ridge and Park Ridge are actually standing on the ridge right now. Prospect Avenue is the natural geological formation that's known as the ridge.
Whoa!
it's like we're in Brickton.
Founded in 1873.
That's quite interesting, but look at that ridge.
That's how the city got its modern name, Park Ridge.
That's why we're known as the Ridge. And I think where the word park came from is because we wanted, in the early days, we had a lot of open land and farms, and when people came to settle here, they wanted to keep parks and have like a nice feeling to the community, like a park ridge.
What were some struggles the Park Ridge civilians faced during the early stages of the city's founding?
So the calamity in Chicago, as you guys all know, was the Great Fire, the Great Chicago Fire, and we actually have some ashes here from the fire. And the reason why this affected us so much is because a lot of our pioneering families were affected by the fire. Their business burned down, their house burned down in Chicago. So they got on the train and they moved their family out to Park Ridge. So that really started making us grow a lot.
What were some key events in the history of Park Ridge?
Yeah, so a lot of people think that Park Ridge started in the 1800s, but as we all know, the Native Americans had lived along the Des Plaines River for over 10,000 years. So people were here for a very long time. And one of the reasons that they think that our first settlers started kind of in the middle of the town near the Pickwick is because Touhy Avenue is the shortest distance between the two rivers, the Chicago River and the Des Plaines River. So if that's the shortest path walking along Touhy, the highest point would be the middle of Park Ridge. So that's probably why the early settlers built their first log cabins there. So they were like out of the water, out of the wetlands, and like up on high ground.
How are the some landmarks of Park Ridge, such as the Pickwick Theater, founded?
Yeah, so the Pickwick is probably our most famous landmark, and it's been around a long time. It was constructed in 1928. And for that time period, that was a massive building, and it's still a huge building even for today's standards. So it's a pretty amazing place. Originally, it was a vaudeville theater, so they had a lot of live stage performances. And then the first films didn't have sound, right? And then soon after that, then the talkies came in where the movies actually had sound. So Pickwick's been around for a really long time, and we're super excited. The 100th anniversary is coming up in a couple of years.
So Park Ridge, you were talking about how Park Ridge was here for a long time. How has the urban city structure evolved over time?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's funny that when we collect oral histories from a lot of old timers that live around town, almost everyone complains about how Park Ridge has lost its small town appeal. No matter what era from the person that we're talking about, whether they grew up here in the 20s or the 40s or the 50s or the 60s, everyone always says Park Ridge is getting bigger and busier and they don't like it. Everyone always liked the smaller town, the more country type atmosphere. So we have definitely grown over the years. One of our biggest booms, besides after the Great Chicago Fire, the biggest boom was after World War II when a lot of the houses were built for soldiers coming home from the European and the Pacific Theater.
Looks like the architecture has improved right here.
This happened after World War II soldiers came home.
That's interesting, but wait, look.
Wow, looks like a school. It's called Grants Place School.
And a library right next to it.
They have student handbooks that are over 100 years old. We know that today's Martin Luther King Day, and we wanted to thank you for coming here to show us and tell us about these interesting history facts and show us these artifacts.
Yeah, we're happy to have you guys out. Thank you for coming. One of our goals at the museum is to teach students about the past and where they came from, because you guys are the future. So we have an upcoming exhibit that's going to be opening up in spring of this year. We're super excited about it. It's going to be about Park Ridge schools. So some of the schools that no longer exist, and then leading up till now. So we'll have lots of photographs and artifacts from all of the Park Ridge schools.
That's how the city got its water named Park Ridge.
It sure looks like the architecture has improved.
Okay.
Whoa!
Looks like we're rich.
Founded in 1873.
Look at the ridge.
That's how the city got its modern name, Park Ridge.
Looks like the architecture sure has improved.
This happened after World War II soldiers came home.
That's interesting, but wait, look.
They have student.
You skipped it. Wait. Let's just practice. No, let's just practice. No, like, come on, come here. Take it back from there.